I'm sure we're all thinking this could have been an email. Like, we could have wrapped this up last week. Okay, there was no newfound information. But before I go in, my name is Shayna. I'm reviewing Married to Medicine, reviewing in part 3. This is for season 11. Listen, nothing new happened. We just rehashed the same old conversation with stale, cold, moldy tea. Let's go ahead and get into it. So we pick up where we left off last week with Simone and Quad cussing each other out. Simone is mad for reasons only she knows about at this point because we don't know, we don't care. At least I don't. But if you do, that's on you. So anyway, Quad said that she helped Simone go door to door looking for her daddy. The reason why I feel like this is fair game and I'm really not upset with Quad making that statement is because not only did Simone bring up Quad's little cousin, May She Rest, last season, when Quad literally begged Simone not to bring it up. This was not a storyline on the show. This was not her child. And she brought it up anyway. And when Quad cried and begged her not to go there, she kept talking anyway with her teeth hanging out her mouth because she had to prove a point of how great of a person she is, that she was there for Quad when this happened. Out of 11 years, that's the only thing she could mention. But when it's the other way around, okay, no. And furthermore, Simone looking for her father was a part of her storyline on the show. That was shown on the show, and Simone chose to show it. But anywho, Simone said Quad only did that for the cameras. From what I remember, Simone asked Quad to come. Let me say this. If Simone's father is a sensitive subject, how often is Quad supposed to bring it up? Like, if y'all went door to door looking for her daddy and nothing was resolved, I'm supposed to call you every time. What's going on with your daddy? How's your dad? Did you make progress with your dad? When you ready to talk about it, then I'm ready to listen. Like, I'm not going to keep bringing that up if I know that's a sensitive subject for you. So it's all about perception. And for me personally, the doctors especially, I've been watching since season 1. They really wasn't feeling Quad from the show's inception, okay? They act like she was lesser than. So let's not act like, oh, Quad just kicked us to the curb for no good reason at all, and we just decided to side with Greg. No. That's not what was shown anyway. Simone is hollering that this was Quad's karma, and Jackie pulls Simone into a separate room. Toya is telling Quad, like, look, at least Simone is able to tell you how she feels. I guess we've been hearing how she feels like the last 5 seasons. Like, we've heard enough. Okay. Because she doesn't really have a legitimate okay, fine. You feel like that, fine. Stop saying you accept her apology and you forgive her and all that stuff. Stop doing that though. Because you really don't. So just stop. So Quad was like, that was dirty. It was definitely shady. Simone tells Jackie that Quad never contacted them. Like, she don't contact them outside of filming. She don't visit them. She don't kick it with them. She don't nothing. I mean, let's be honest. Last year when y'all sat together in cahoots trying to get Quad off the show, I think it was Toya or one of them had said that this was the first time they had all sat together like that in years. Ain't none of y'all really friends like that. Even Jackie and Simone. Okay? they listen, none of y'all be sitting around kicking it with each other, hanging with each other, at each other's houses or nothing. Now, if Quad only hangs with them when the cameras are on, that's wrong. Like, don't be acting like this is my friend group. But at the end of the day, y'all are cast members, colleagues who work together. That's it. That's all. Now, Quad could hang with them, but if I didn't feel welcome, I felt like you're treating me like I'm less than, I feel like you're hanging with with my ex-husband, knowing that he and I were getting into it, and he's not on the show, and I am, and y'all still trying to. He literally said there was DV, and y'all try to say there wasn't when he said there was. And then you wonder why I don't want to go to your house. Like, come on, be for real. Anyway, Simone, if you gonna say you forgive Quad like you do every year, you have to move on. You had to let it go. I don't want to hear about it no more. Otherwise, just like what I said with Contessa and Heavenly, don't say you forgive her. And don't bring it up no more. So back on the stage, the men are with Andy, and they asked Dr. G why he told, Andy asked Dr. G why he told King basically that he disrespected Quad, and reiterated to King that he told Quad that she talked to effing much or something like that. G said he was inebriated. Side note, why did Jackie kick Sweet Tea out of that room when she was following behind her and Simone? Like, Jackie was, and it's not even just that she kicked her out. I understand her wanting the moment. It's the way she spoke to her. Like, she chastised her like she was talking to her granddaughter. Like, Letitia, you just don't fit here. You just don't. Because they always try to stun her. Eugene said that they were on the beach for all of 22 minutes when 3 fights had broke out simultaneously. That's wild, especially for full-grown adults. We addressed how Greg disrespects Sweet Tea. King told Gregory that he needs to watch how he speaks to women. Like, it's a familiarity with him. He's comfortable doing that, but he won't be doing it with Quad, not in his presence, because he set a boundary. I know that's right, okay? King is standing on big business. King also laughed because he said he called the police after Greg tried to press charges, and they was like, look, he don't got no legitimate case. Like, don't even worry about it. And he didn't. But Greg is still trying to play victim, talking about he was bullying me. He started with me. Sir, it's on camera. Like, enough is enough, please. I agree with what King was saying, but I will say after today, let's make this the last time that you even have the conversation, because Greg doesn't receive it. You can't get through to him, and there's really no point. Like, it's no point. You can't get through to somebody who don't want to get through to, if that makes sense. Andy asks, because I know what I just said, it didn't kind of make sense, but it's early, child. Anyway, Andy asks if they can move forward. Greg said no. King said yes. Greg wants Quad to apologize, but King feels like Quad doesn't owe him an apology because she was speaking to Sweet Tea. She was initially speaking to Sweet Tea until she wasn't. Everybody played a part in this. The ladies come out with their men, and I love that all the ladies have a man behind them this year. Okay, brings us back to the early seasons, but better because King sitting behind Quad kind of makes more sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, the couples are more equally yoked now. Quad asked Simone why she made that comment about her karma, and Simone starts rambling, sounding ridiculous at this point. Simone mentions that Quad is keeping her life a secret. Are you mad because Quad didn't want to hang out with you? Are you mad because she's keeping secrets and you don't know her business? Simone, if you would get some business of your own, you wouldn't be worried about Quad's business. I hope Quad don't tell her nothing else. I wish Quad would stop saying, well, now that we're on better terms and going forward, I'll tell you. I ain't telling you nothing, and I don't owe you that. My business is mine. Like, nobody is obligated to know anyone's business. What someone chooses to share is what they feel comfortable sharing. If we don't talk like that, we don't kick it like that. First of all, Quad don't call us, Quad don't call us. Do you call Quad? This is a two-way street. Do you call Quad? Do you try to go to Quad's house? I know Jackie said they attempted to call her once and she wasn't fooling with them. Okay. Did you try to call her after that? Now that y'all are supposed to be on better terms? Or was it just one-sided and now you think I should just call you out of nowhere? Hey, Simone, I know we ain't talking, but I got a new man. Child, please. What's going on with you and Cecil? How about that? Anyway, Quad has to take accountability again. Simone takes none. Heavenly decides to apologize in this moment to Contessa and says, sister, we've got to fix this. It just felt so fake. It just like why? They all gonna be back at it again next season. Now, a fan asked King when will he put a ring on it, and King said it's coming soon. Okay, she's a size 6, like he got it down packed. He know. I know that's right. Let's let it happen sooner than later, since we're going through IVF treatments. Since clearly this is what Quad wants. A fan asked Quad about the 15 times a week. And why was Letitia over there rolling her eyes again? Like, Letitia, I know you ain't doing it 15 times in 3 months or 5 times a month or ever. You don't got to hate on nobody. You ain't got to hate. You really ain't got that. You ain't got to hate to kick it, okay? Like, just be glad that you getting whatever you get, whenever you get it, okay? Stop worrying about what somebody else got going on. Curtis said that he and Jackie are doing it 0.5 times a week now, and went from 0.5, a negative 0.5 to 0.5. And he lying allegedly. Now I feel like sweet tea. I feel like we lying, but okay. Quad didn't take ownership for her trashing Greg. Quad, you did trash him a little bit. Yes, you did. It didn't start off that way, but it ended with you throwing some dabs. Okay, let's not act like that didn't happen. Okay, it did. But I think it was for good. This is just an awkward situation. These two exes cannot coexist. It's just not gonna work. Andy low-key put Dr. G on the spot to apologize to Quad, and he did. Quad made a point that she will not downplay her praise for her man, my man, to coddle Greg's ego. Okay, I know that's right. She got a king now. Okay. Letitia chimes in and says, I just want you to stop mentioning my husband. Girl, she never like gets it right. She don't read the room. Like she really think Quad want her man. Like, girl, shut up. Like, anyway. So, if anything, it's the other way around. And I think that's why Letitia is upset. Like, it's misdirected anger. Your issue is the man who's sitting behind you. Okay? He still got feelings for his ex-wife. That's why the fact that she said she left him still hurts him so. Because it's true. A hit dog gonna holler. Okay? He didn't want Quad to leave. He said that on a couples trip. He wanted to fight for his marriage. And Sweet Tea was sitting there with her mouth open, looking crazy. He would have been with Quad if Quad would stayed. He wanted children with Quad. And he just had to settle for you because Quad didn't want him no more. And that's on that. That's my opinion. Y'all let me know y'all's. And while we here, this is just my opinion. Let's chat about it. And while we chatting, like the video, subscribe to the channel. It's free 99. Okay. Thank you. So Quad said he wasn't mentioned. And Quad said T didn't speak on their marriage, which she knew nothing about and shouldn't have been speaking on. You only heard what he had to say, even though she was a fan of the show. But had she not been speaking on something she didn't know about, Quad wouldn't have mentioned that she filed for divorce. She wasn't even thinking about that. See, the only thing where Quad really went wrong with me was when she was talking about the baby thing. Like, that's what she lost me. When she was talking about they need a baby Lunsford and a baby shower. Like, that's where she lost me. And G didn't like that she said that. However, y'all keep forgetting details. Some of y'all, not all of y'all. When Quad said they do it 15 times a week, Sweet Tea said, somebody lying. When she made that comment, that's when the ish got started. Okay, right then in that moment. Because there was no reason for her to say anything. Everybody feel like, oh, that was a dig at G. She ain't had to say that. I don't have to not say nothing. She's not with him anymore. If I was Quad, I don't gotta. What you mean? I don't gotta say that I do it. The question was, how many times a week do y'all do it? Everybody answering once a week, -5, 0. I'm doing it 15 times a week because I'm in the honeymoon stage with my man. Okay, he got that stamina, and y'all mad. I don't gotta downplay nothing to appease y'all because Greg's in here. Okay, that's his problem. He need to worry about what he doing with his wife, who's not a Quad. Anywho, Greg tells Quad, you supposedly left me. And she said, and I did. And I did. And I would have said the same thing. Ain't no supposedly I did. I filed the papers. I left you. You've already admitted it. Next. So Quad said that she helped him build his practice. She did. Let's not forget that she was pushing, medical sales and doing all that stuff to help contribute. It wasn't like she was laying back being a housewife. That's why I don't know why he slid into that man's DM thinking she was about to have some kind of soft life. When you with Dr. Gregory Lunsford, you gonna have to work. Okay, ain't no quitting your job around there. A little access to the money is all you gonna get. Okay, you hear me? And then you wanna have this baby so bad. Guess who's gonna be doing all the work? So all this he gonna be 80 at his child's graduation. It don't matter. Cause he ain't gonna be running behind nobody changing no diapers. Oh no. That's gonna be for Sweetie to do, especially since she works from home. He probably thinks she don't do nothing anyway. Anyway, Cecil says he don't believe in this whole, like, my wife can say anything. Like, he'll defend her, but he's not with the men when they say, like, oh, my wife can say anything. Like, don't you say nothing to her. She can say whatever she wants, but you talk to me. Like, he's not with that. Like, nobody should be disrespecting nobody. And I'm with Cecil on that. Like, nobody should be, like, yes, I want my man to defend me. And if I understand if I need to say something, I'm going to say it. But it's like, you shouldn't just be going around just feeling like you get a pass to disrespect somebody and just say whatever you want just because you're a man or just because you're a woman. Heavenly doesn't agree, of course. Toya chimes in. She just wanted a reason to be mad. Like, she just wanted to argue with Sweet Tea. That's all that was. I don't even know why she's really mad at Sweet Tea. What did Sweet Tea say in them YouTube videos that got you hemmed up? What has you really mad? What's really going on? Y'all trying to ice her out, but it's like blatantly obvious. And this is what they do on this show specifically. We get into the hot mic moment when Greg got smart with T. Eugene said that they'd all be lying if they sat up there and said they didn't say something they regret or they didn't talk, say something out of pocket basically in all the years they've been together. I see where he's coming from. That is true. I do agree. We are all human. We've all said things, that doesn't happen in any relationship that you may regret. Okay, I've done it. So if you've been with somebody for a amount of time, you might go there. Gregory, though, is a repeat offender with no desire seemingly to want to change. Like, he did it before. And that, like King said, it's a familiarity thing to him. Like, he'll just do it again. Like, oh, well, I didn't like it. I'll just find somebody else and just lash out on her. He is a psychiatrist, so he should know better. Heavenly said her husband never talks to her like that. And then we see a flashback of Damon checking Heavenly. Nice try, but that wasn't quite the same. Like, he was like checking her, like, telling her to chill because she had just got smart with somebody. He wasn't cussing her out. Like, it wasn't the same situation. Like, this ain't that. So Andy once again coerced Greg into an apology. Greg apologized to T. It just didn't feel sincere or authentic. Like, it just felt like he did it because it was the right thing to do and he was put on blast. And they don't want to lose Sweet Tea's paycheck, I'm guessing. But anyway, King chimes in and says that's not normal behavior. Now, King, see, I was with you. Why are you chiming in at this point? You already said that. Like, why are you chiming in now? That's their problem. Okay? At this point, he's not talking to Wise, so there's nothing for you to talk about. T was about to put on her combat. She's about to put her combat training to use. Okay? She said, you don't need to be worried about what's going on with me and my husband, King. Okay. See, she knows she got to protect her man, okay? She got to put her combat training to use to be fighting off these men. And Greg know it, and that's why he was getting smart with her. So Toya suggests that the Lunsfords do the work. They need to really do the work. And T was like, we're in counseling. Like, here you go speaking on something that you don't know about, all loud and wrong. And that's why Toya need to sit this one out, because this ain't had nothing to do with her. Worry about how you talk to Eugene. And if Sweet Tea wants to be there, at this point, let her be. Like, that's what she want to be. That's what she going to be. Just leave it alone. Andy asks if the four of them can coexist. T said yes. Quad said no. She said, I ain't going to put my men in, these types of situations. Okay? And we know they got to pick who they going to pick. Sweet Tea was on interviews with Buffy and Mariah Huck. I want Mariah Huck back on the show real bad. This is her show. Be clear. Okay. So Greg performs his song. It's not funny anymore. Like, it just, why? Why are we doing this? Like, it don't even make sense. It's not a legitimate, like, he had on his I got a little access to the money t-shirt, a Kango hat turned to the back with some words scribbled on it. Like, y'all just doing anything to fill up time. And this is why this should have only been 2 parts. So we see a montage of shady comments from the ladies. Mimi, why she's there, I don't know. But okay. She said that Heavenly takes things too far. Contessa doesn't mind the comments on her fashion or lack thereof. She said, okay, well, at least the people talking. At least the people talking. Yeah, that's true, Contessa. The people are talking. Simone, because they was trying to get Heavenly to say something nice, and Heavenly was struggling. And Simone was like, don't worry about the test. She thinks I can't dress either. You can. Anyway, so they called Jackie out for her fat shaming. She does, per usual. She always does that. She pleads the fifth. She been doing that since season 1. She gonna keep doing it. Like I said, even though she can stand to eat a piece of cornbread or whatever, she tried to make shady comments about. Like, girl, it could work the other way around. Be clear, okay? They play a game of who said it. Like, we just doing stuff now. Like, we just doing stuff. Like, why do we need? Who cares? I don't want to guess who said it. I don't. Anyway, Andy made them say nice things about each other. Like, he was reprimanding kids in school. And then Simone gives a fake toast. That's it for part 3. Do y'all think Sweet Tea and Dr. G will be back next season? I really don't know. I don't know. Anyway, please like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.